Austria has opened its work visa opportunity to foreigners, international applicants, and job seekers out there who is looking for the means to relocate abroad through a job offer. Yes, you can now move to Austria with a free work permit sponsored by an employer. That is, you'll be getting a sponsored visa given to you by an employer to migrate to Austria with your family. When you hear the word sponsorship, it means you'll be getting all expenses covered up by this kind employers to bring you into their country to work for them. Your flight ticket, visa fee would be provided. As a matter of fact, some employers are willing to go the extra miles to provide you accommodation for the first few months that you'll be in the country before you settle and get your home. Austria is one of the most economically developed countries in Europe. I mean, this country gives people the opportunity to come in, work, live, and succeed. I remember I have an uncle who used to live in Austria years ago, and I do boast about this, my uncle. I mean, I brag about him because of the good thing he does back home, and I know for a fact he wouldn't be able to do these good things if Austria never gave him this opportunity to move into the country and to excel. That is the reason why I decided to look and research into the Austria work permit that I believe a lot of people would grab and also go and excel. Now, Austria is saying if you have the skills, requirements, experiences, and you have the criteria to come into the country to pick up those jobs in the shortage occupation list, then you are highly needed. In today's video, I will dive deep on the Austria work permit, how to get this, where to get this, where to apply, how to send your application, and see jobs that would enable you move and migrate to Austria. One benefit about this is that you can come in with your family. You get the residency permit in just 2 years. Yes, in Austria you get the Austria residency permit in just 2 years. Your spouse also gets an open work permit. That is, if you are the main applicant, you can work, your spouse can also work alongside. It is quite amazing. The education system in Austria is also a good one, as your children will get one of the top tier education system in Austria. So if you're interested to move to Austria this 2024, please ensure to watch this video to the end. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you still haven't subscribed, and as you do, may God bless you. Now, the key workers needed in Austria are those in the medical field. That is, if you are a care assistant, you're a caregiver, you are a nurse, you're a doctor, lab scientist, you are urgently needed. If you're into the construction field, an electrician, a roofer, a tiler, you are needed. I mean, there are several occupations underneath the Austria shortage occupational list. Formerly, Austria never have this opportunity opened up for migrants to come in and take this job, but I know that the pandemic affected a lot of countries, be it they are willing to accept the fact or not. In one way or the other, they would eventually realize that they need a lot of foreigners, a lot of migrants to pick up this job and help fill the occupations, help fill the roles that they lack staff in. Now, Austria is one country in their need of foreigners, overseas workers at this moment. Over 15,000 visa would be readily available for those overseas migrants, international applicants who qualify to pick up this job. So if you are in the healthcare profession, you are a nurse, you're a doctor, healthcare assistant, you're in the construction field, you are an engineer, civil engineering, you are needed. There's so many occupations, guys. There's so many occupations here, not limited to these ones just mentioned. The visa you will be given is called the red card. It sounds funny, right? However, this is the most unique visa I've ever made research on, particularly because of the benefits that is attached to this visa. It comes with so many benefits, such as you would be working in Austria full time. Now, a lot of visas that people get sometimes to move to Europe, they are restricted on the kind of work they can do or the kind of hours of shift they can pick and thereabout. But this red card allows you to come into Austria, work full-time, work permanently, and not just that, come in with your family. So if at this point you are not already having it at the back of your mind to move to Austria, I don't know why, I don't know what, but guys, trust me, it is a unique pathway relocating and moving Europe, especially if you have any European country in your mind to migrate to. Austria is saying, come on, come and pick this job. In return, we are going to be giving you the residency permit in just 2 years for you to settle, live and work in Austria permanently, if that is your wish, if that is your goal. I'm going to be talking about the eligibility of this visa. One thing to bear in mind is that this is a point-based visa. If any of you have ever been in the process of migrating to Canada, for instance, you will know what is called point-based. Now in Austria, they've also implemented this point-based system into this visa sponsorship or work permit to be given to skilled migrants to move into the country. But unlike Canada, this pathway to Austria, this point-based system is not so difficult. All you need is about 55 to 70 points, and this 55 to 70 points can be gotten through your experiences, your work experiences. Let's say you want to come in as a healthcare assistant or as a nurse. The experiences you've gotten in that occupation will score you about 30 points. That is already 30 points, by the way. Also, in your certifications, what certifications do you hold in related to these occupations? That scores you another point. Your age scores you another point. Once you successfully have all of this, I believe you should be reaching at least 55, the 55 threshold point or the 70 threshold point, and successfully get this work permit to move to Austria. Another thing about this visa is that it is an employment-based kind of visa. Aside from it being a point-based visa, it is also an employment-based visa. That is, you must get a job offer first of all before you can qualify to apply for a visa, a work permit into Austria. Now, this job offer given to you by your employer is what you will show to the Austrian government to say, okay, I already got a job offer from this employer. Now, I can successfully apply to my visa and come in and work for this employer. Also, one thing about this is that salary threshold is tied to this job offer. You must get an employer willing to pay you at least 3,030 euros monthly before your visa would be approved. On my research about the Austria work permit, a lot of employers are willing to pay you this much. This is because they want you. They are in their need of steps. Okay, so guys, you can use various websites to start doing this search immediately before it gets competitive. Trust me, when this start going viral, when a lot of people start talking about Austria work permit, move to Austria, migrate to Austria, it will become very competitive. And you know, when there's too much competition, your chances wouldn't be high any longer. That is why when I hear of new visa opportunities or look into new visa opportunities, I like to come and share it on this channel very fast, so every one of you would be among the first persons to try this pathway out. Try your luck and see if it will work for you and your family. Now, I also know that since this pathway is now out, the government is now saying, okay, people cannot come into Austria with the red card visa sponsorship. I know a lot of agents now would want to prey on this visa type. So please guys, ensure you do your due diligence. Don't pay anybody for this visa, as it is free, totally free. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this is a free work permit, a sponsored visa. So don't let anybody, any agent whatsoever, to come to you to say you need to pay this amount, that amount, millions of naira, thousands of pounds, thousands of dollars to enable you get this work permit into Austria. That is a big fat lie. It is totally free. The employer would be the one to sponsor you. How to apply for this visa? What document do you need? First of all, you need your international passport. It is very important. You need to have a blank page on your international passport that your permit, your work permit, will be granted in. You also need to show tuberculosis tests at the stage of the visa processing. But now, at this point, you don't need tuberculosis tests when you're doing your job search until you successfully get a job offer. Then when you're going for your visa application, that is where you need the tuberculosis test. Your COVID-19 results also will be presented in the visa processing period, because I know a lot of you that have come to me to say, Clara, I have COVID-19, I have tuberculosis test, I don't know why I'm not getting a job. Guys, that does not qualify you to get a job. Okay, when it comes to applying for a job, getting a job, you don't need that yet. You only need that when you are applying for this visa. You need to show the contracted job offer you got from an employer to the Austria consulate when you're going for your visa application, your personal identification. You need to also present that for your visa application. How to apply for this job, where to apply for this job? It is quite simple, guys. You can use the normal job website. You can use LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, a lot of them to do the search. But I know for a fact that if you are really willing, there's a lot of company out there for you. But going forward, I'm gonna be doing my best to try to make further research, bring agencies, companies, bring recruiters' websites to this channel for those who are interested to move to Austria. So you can just click and go and apply. Guys, I hope you're going to try this pathway. Let me know in the comment section if you are willing to give this a go, if you are willing to pursue this. If you have further questions related to moving to Austria with its work permit, also leave it in the comment section. I would be willing to go through each of them to the best of my abilities and try to reply from all the research and materials I have gathered. Do not forget to give this video a big fat like. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe to this channel if you still haven't subscribed, and as you do, may God bless you. For now, goodbye.